The Red Sky Timeline. Entry granted, the 420 files. The first person who saw the red sky came back screaming. Not panicked, not confused, terrified. He kept repeating the same sentence over and over until security dragged him outside. There's no daylight there. At first, everyone thought he'd taken something harder than weed. But then others started seeing it too. Always after 420. Always after TEESSCOTTIE. The strain wasn't normal. Everyone knew that by now. Some members claimed it caused vivid dreams. Others described missing hours. But a very small few, described something worse. They said TEESSCOTTIE didn't make you hallucinate. It tuned you in. The first known case happened at Cannabis, Marbella. A member named Luca smoked alone near closing time. Nothing unusual at first. Music playing, people talking, camera monitors flickering slightly. Then exactly at 4:20 a.m., everything froze. The quiet hour. Except this time, Luca didn't stay inside the club. He slipped somewhere else. When he finally came back, he was different. Pale, shaking, barely speaking. Staff tried asking what happened. At first he refused to answer. Then finally he whispered, "The sky was red." That became the phrase everyone repeated afterward. The red sky. Because every witness described the same thing. A world almost identical to ours. Except wrong. No sunrise, no daylight, no stars. Just an endless dark red glow hanging over empty streets. And everywhere, clubs. Thousands of them. Not just Teesside, not just Cannabis. Entire cities connected through glowing entrances marked "Entry Granted." The streets outside were silent, cars abandoned, buildings empty, but the clubs were full, packed with people who never seemed to leave, laughing, smoking, talking, repeating the same conversations endlessly, like they'd forgotten time completely. Luca described wandering through one of the clubs there. The layout changed constantly. Rooms stretching longer than possible. Hallways looping endlessly. Doors leading back into themselves. And no matter where he walked, the music never stopped. Low distorted bass echoing through every corridor. That's when he saw the hooded man, standing beneath a flickering exit sign. Same leather jacket, same hood, except older somehow. More tired. The hooded man looked genuinely shocked to see him. "You crossed too early," he said immediately. Luca asked where he was. The hooded man looked upward toward the blood-red sky. The version that lost. That sentence haunted Luca afterward. Because according to the hooded man, the red sky timeline wasn't another dimension. It was a future. A collapsed reality where the system spread too far. Where the clubs connected so many timelines, reality itself began breaking apart. People stopped noticing time, stopped leaving, stopped remembering the outside world. Until eventually, there was nothing left outside the clubs at all. Only endless systems feeding into each other forever. The hooded man explained something else too. The quiet hour wasn't an accident. It was a synchronization event, a moment where realities briefly aligned. Most people never notice it, but some members, especially after smoking TEESSCOTTIE, become sensitive to the connection. Sensitive enough to slip between timelines. Luca asked the hooded man why he stayed there. The man looked toward the endless glowing entrances stretching across the empty city. Because somebody has to stop this version spreading. Then he handed Luca a small object. A membership card. Black instead of silver. The front read, "Founding Member." On the back were 4 words, "Do not follow the sky." That's when Luca noticed movement behind him. Hundreds of people standing silently in the streets, watching him, all smiling, all wearing membership lanyards. And every single one had completely black eyes. The hooded man grabbed Luca instantly. "Don't let them see you remember." The crowd started moving toward them slowly, still smiling, still silent. Then all at once, every speaker across the city activated simultaneously. A distorted announcement echoed through the streets. "The system is expanding." The smiling crowd immediately stopped walking. Then slowly, every single person turned toward Luca together, like the system had identified him. The hooded man shoved him toward a glowing club entrance. "Go now." Luca stumbled through the doorway and woke back inside Cannabis, collapsed beside the smoking area. Only seconds had passed in real time, but something came back with him. Because from that night onward, the camera started glitching differently. Not static anymore, red. Entire CCTV feeds occasionally turned crimson for a few seconds, showing empty streets beneath a red sky. And sometimes, very briefly, staff could see figures standing outside the clubs, watching the entrances silently, waiting. Then came the reports from other cities. Manchester, Barcelona, Amsterdam, Berlin. Members describing the same dreams, the same skyline, the same smiling people, and always the same warning: do not follow the sky. Now, some members believe the red sky timeline is bleeding into ours, slowly merging through the system. Because lately, during the quiet hour, the sky outside the club sometimes flickers red for just a second, and every time it happens, more members disappear afterward. The worst part? Luca eventually admitted one final detail before vanishing completely. When he escaped the red sky timeline, he looked back one last time, and sitting inside the corner booth of the largest club in the city, watching him calmly, was Elias Vake, smiling like he'd been there a very long time. So if you ever step outside after 4:20 and notice the sky looks slightly wrong, don't stare too long. Don't follow unfamiliar music. And if you see glowing club entrances where they shouldn't exist, run. Because once the red sky recognizes you, the system starts trying to bring you home. Entry granted, the 420 files.